Welcome to New England. Today we're exploring Massachusetts, one of the most powerful regions in American craft beer. To make the journey easy to follow, this map is divided by two major highways, I-49-5 and I-95, creating four beer zones. Before we start our brewery journey, here's the simple scale I'll be using. We begin in the outer ring, outside I-495, home to one of the most legendary breweries in the world, Treehouse Brewing Company. Treehouse is not just a brewery, it is a pilgrimage site for modern American craft beer. From the moment you arrive, the scale is obvious. Long lines stretch across the courtyard, not because of hype, but because people know exactly what they are here for. Inside, massive stainless steel tanks hum behind glass walls, quietly producing some of the most sought-after beer in the world. Treehouse is widely considered the gold standard of New England-style IPA. This is where the soft, hazy, juice-forward IPA was perfected. Beers that smell like mango, orange, and peach, yet drink smooth and clean without harsh bitterness. The flagship beers like Julius, Green, and Haze didn't just become popular. They redefined what an IPA could be, and the demand never slows down. Even on tap, fresh pours of Julius often sell out. These beers don't sit, they move. People travel across states just to stand in this line. Some come for a few cans, others leave with entire cases, loading their cars like they just visited a vault, stacked high in branded boxes stamped with the words, "Keep cold, stay fresh." What makes Treehouse special is not just the beer, it's the standard it set. The hazy IPAs here are not one-off hits. They defined a style, saturated hop aroma, silky texture, bright fruit character, and almost no rough edges. Even as the scene has evolved, Treehouse remains the reference point. The brewery every New England IPA is still measured against. This is why Treehouse Brewing Company earns its place at the very top. S tier. Inside the I-495 belt sits one of New England's most concentrated craft beer zones. Medusa, Flying Dreams, Tacklebox, and Jack's Abbey form a quiet powerhouse. In the quiet town of Hudson, Medusa Brewing Company feels less like a taproom and more like a living artwork. The Medusa image is everywhere, on the walls, on the glass, in the soul of the space, not just as a logo, but as a myth turned into atmosphere, blending dark fantasy, street art, and craft beer culture into one restless creative room. Hand-drawn tap boards, illustrated beer names, live music drifting through the bar. It all feels alive, like the brewery itself is still in motion. And beneath that striking aesthetic is real brewing substance. The Lasercat series stands out with bold, modern IPAs built on clean bitterness and expressive hop character. Beers that feel deliberate rather than flashy. Across the flight, from bright, juicy ales to deeper malt-driven styles and crisp, refreshing lagers, there's a sense of balance and intention in every pour. Medusa doesn't chase hype. It builds identity, texture, and completeness instead. Strong beer, strong vision, strong execution. A brewery that earns its place in the A tier. In Marlborough, Flying Dream sits like a quiet town hall for beer lovers, where the pace slows and the glasses never feel rushed. It feels like a neighborhood refuge, a place where time slows and the beer does just enough to keep you smiling. The taproom hums softly under warm lights, pouring clean lagers, gentle saisons, and easy-drinking IPAs that don't try to steal the spotlight. Nothing here needs to shout. It's simply a comfortable place to settle in, sip, and let the afternoon drift by. A small, honest neighborhood brewery? B tier. Arriving in Marlborough, a small local brewery comes into view, Tacklebox Brewing Company. It's a cozy, neighborhood-style taproom, not flashy, but well put together. The beers are solid across the board, nothing groundbreaking, but clean, drinkable, and easy to enjoy. Their Captain Quint IPA is the house favorite. Bright, straightforward, and exactly what it promises. Overall, this is a relaxed weekend kind of place. A good local brewery that earns a comfortable B tier. In a craft beer world obsessed with hazy IPAs and pastry stouts, this brewery built its reputation on something far more demanding: world-class lagers. Founded in Framingham just outside Boston, Jack's Abbey was one of the first American breweries to commit fully to cold fermentation. Slow, precise, technically unforgiving. Inside feels like a modern Bavarian beer hall. Warm wood, exposed steel, hanging mugs, and a towering wall of taps flowing over brushed copper panels. Through the glass, massive fermentation tanks quietly remind you that this is still a working brewery. The lineup looks simple: pale lagers, amber Martzens, dark Schwarzbiers, wheat beers, and the iconic blood orange wheat. But what comes through in every glass is balance and clarity. Bright, juicy citrus layered over clean malt, light in body but never thin. Built for long conversations, long meals, and afternoons that quietly turn into evenings. This is beer you finish, not beer you fight. The kitchen could stand on its own anywhere in Boston. The sausage board's a ritual. Smoky, juicy, deeply savory, stacked high with pickles and sauerkraut. The beer-braised wings are legendary, with crisp skin and rich, sticky glaze. And when the white sauce version appears, it becomes something else entirely. Creamy, tangy, and dangerously addictive. Even the pizza carries the brewery's fingerprint. Thin crust made from beer-fermented dough lightly blistered at the edges, structured enough to hold toppings but light enough to pair effortlessly with a flight of lagers. You come even if you are not chasing the newest hype beer. You come for the food, the space, the atmosphere, and the quiet confidence of a place that knows exactly what it does best. In the Boston area, a brewery restaurant at this level is rare. In New England, it is elite. This is, without question, S tier. Inside the I-95 ring, Boston's beer scene tightens into a dense, competitive. Breweries like Mighty Squirrel, Dorchester, and Widowmaker sit inside this orbit, not just geographically, but culturally, feeding directly into the daily rhythm of Greater Boston. Outside in Waltham, the brewery rises like a modern landmark. Glass, steel, and clean geometric lines, framed by a wide patio and string lights. The taproom is bright and polished. Stainless tanks glowing behind glass, a modern space built for volume. Mighty Squirrel once stood out for its bold, dessert-style beers, especially the Mango Lassie Sour that helped define its early identity. That beer is now gone, and with it much of the brewery's edge. Cloudy Candy, the flagship NEIPA, is smooth and easy drinking, but blends into a New England scene crowded with similar hazy profiles. However, the beer no longer carries the room the way it once did. Solid, pleasant, but missing its former spark. B tier. Dorchester feels more like a neighborhood hangout than a serious brewery. The industrial brick building, tall factory windows, exposed ducts, and sticker-covered walls give it a gritty Boston warehouse vibe. And the rooftop and taproom buzz with people coming to socialize more than to analyze beer. Flights look inviting, and the tap list is long, but nothing here truly stands out. Most of the beers are safe, clean, and quickly forgettable. It's an easy place to stop, to drink, to talk, to kill an afternoon, but not a place that leaves a mark on the memory. Solid enough for a casual visit, yet without a signature, without a hook. C tier. The taproom reflects that same controlled intensity. The space is dark, industrial, and deliberately styled, with stainless fermenters visible behind the scenes and bold graphic artwork lining the walls. purple accent lighting and sharp branding give the room a slightly underground, almost metal show energy, while the layout stays clean and functional. Widowmaker has quietly rebuilt its reputation. The flagship Blue Comet is back in form, soft, saturated, and properly juicy, with bright citrus and tropical hop character layered over a smooth, pillowy body. It feels current, confident, and competitive in a region packed with elite haze producers. Widowmaker's range goes beyond haze. Lagers, stouts, fruited sours, and specialty releases all appear on the board. It proves the brewery still understands balance, hop expression, and drinkability at a professional level. Right now, the beer speaks clearly again. In today's New England landscape, this is not just relevant, it is legitimately strong. A tier. This is the final ranking of all 8 Massachusetts breweries, with only 2 earning S tier status. Treehouse defines world-class NEIPA, while Jack's Abbey leads the region in craft lagers. Thanks for watching. Next, we head into Boston and Cambridge. See you in the next episode.